A Sudanese woman sentenced to death for refusing to renounce her Christian faith has been released. The lawyer representing Miriam Ibrahim says she has now been reunited with her husband. Ibrahim's marriage to a Christian man from the US was considered forbidden under Sharia law because her father is a Muslim, but an appeals court found the initial judgment was faulty. And Nimir Al-Bagher is following this story on assignment in Baghdad, but you've been across this story from the start. Let's bring you in on this. What might have brought the court around? We don't really know what the judge considered faulty in this case. But what have you been hearing? I know you've been talking to her husband.
Well, we understand that this is being seen as really a victory for the huge amounts of international pressure, for the social media campaign that grew up around this, for the fact that people around the world took an interest and cared and expressed that interest. We know that behind the scenes, Sudanese officials have been frantic to try and find a way through this that would be seen to be following Sudanese law, and so the appeals court process had to really kind of run its course. But it appears that even the appeals court found it quite easy to strike down this judgment because there were just so many discrepancies and places where the initial judgment seemed to part ways with even the Sudanese constitution in this ruling. We haven't spoken to her husband yet. When I first called him, he hadn't actually heard Michael. The Sudanese government had released a statement saying that she was to be freed without telling her husband, which I'm sure you won't find too hard to believe, given some of the difficulties her husband has faced throughout this fight for justice that the family's been engaged in. But for now, we hear they're just ecstatic. The family is reunited, and for the first time, he's bringing his newborn daughter, who was, of course, born in jail. He gets to bring her home.